Hey dreamers, this is Jade. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do a final flip through of my reading journal setup for 2026. I am all set and ready for January. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to try to be fairly quick about this since I've, done setup videos. Anyway, here is my intro page. I decided to just leave this, and if I change it up, I will end up reprinting this and making it bigger. But for now, I really like the way this looks, so probably not even going to bother touching it. Here is my reading goals page and my star ratings page. You saw me set this up. I did add a little bookmark, whatever shemangy thing here, just to have a place where I can write down books that I looks like it's interesting and I might want to buy. So I have front and back here, and I can do that. And here I did finally get down my goals for the year, and I have space to add more if I need to or if I want to. And first of all, I want to read at least 85 books this year. I actually ended up getting, in 2026, I actually ended up getting to 93 for this year, and it's possible I will get 94 in. I don't know. We'll see. So I want to read 85 books. I want to listen to at least 10 audiobooks. And I want to listen to at least 250 hours of audiobooks. I want to finish a series. And I want to read at least 5 mangas, which is me trying to catch up in my One Piece journey. And then also I want to read at least 5 library books. So that will be either whether I go there and rent some or borrow some, or if I, borrow through Libby, the Libby app. So either way, it's fine with me. And that is what's going on here. So I did finally complete that. As you see my star rating, here is the only other thing that I need to complete is getting this book done. And the only reason I haven't done it already is because I want to make sure I have a full page of stuff I need to print out with this sticker paper, because I don't want to waste. And I don't want to just use the sticker paper just printing out one book. So that'll get done once I have something else I need to print out on that specific sticker paper. Until then, I'll leave this here. And what I'm putting here is Stolen Sharpie Revolution. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. So this is my 26 in 2026. And I'll show you the books that I want to read. The first is A Night of the Seven Kingdoms by George R.R. Martin. And this, A Psalm of Storms and Seance? A Psalm of Storms and Seance. I've read the first book in this series. I think it's a duology, and I need to finish that up. Lisa Kleypas, again, The Magic. I've heard great things about that. Beasts of Ruin. This is the second book in this series. I think it's a trilogy, but I'm not 100% certain. I did read the first one. Bet on It. This has been in my stash. I've heard great things about this. This has been in my stash, Between Friends and Lovers, and I just want to get that done. Bits and Pieces. This is the last in the and this is like short stories from the Rotten Ruin series, and I've read all of those. I've read the main books for those, so I just need to read this little anthology and get it done and out of my house. Blood Like Magic. I've had this in my stash for a year or so now, and I want to get that done. Burning Daylight. This is a new book that just came out like in the last month or so. Want to read that. Lisa Kleypas, Devil's Daughter. That's the next one in the Ravenel series that I need to read. And The Dragon Republic, which is the second book in the Poppy War series I need to read. And this is also The Fires of Vengeance by Evan Winter, the second book in the Rage of Dragon series I need to read. Heart Song is the third book in the Green Creek, I think it's Green Creek series. Love this series down so far. The first 2 books, Chef's Kiss, especially that first one. The Heiress Gets a Duke. This is the first series. I accidentally read the 4th in this series, so I want to go ahead and read through the first 3. So this is the first one in this series, and this is like The Gilded Heiresses or something. The House of the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. This has been in my stash for a while, and I want to get to it. Karen Marie Moning, The Immortal Highlander. I've been reading her Highlander books. I believe this is like the 6th or so book. 5th or 6th, something like that. Really enjoy this, so I definitely wanted to get another one out of the way and get that read. The King of Greed series, the King of Sins series. This would be the 3rd book that I need to read. And then J.R. Ward, Lassiter. This is the ongoing, the Brotherhood books. God, what's it called? The Black Dagger Brotherhood books. And this is about Lassiter the angel, the fallen angel. And currently the, I forget the name of it, Scribe Virgin. So yeah, the Virgin Scribe, whatever it's called. And this, the Monkey King, definitely want to read that. That's more of like an informative book, I think, for me. Lucy Foley, this has been in my stash for a while as well. And I enjoyed the 2 books that I read from her in 2024. So I definitely want to get to this, The Paris Apartment. Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. I want to read this book to see how I like it. This will probably be the determining factor on whether or not I enjoy Danielle Allen's writing or not, because I didn't get the hype about what's the other one? The Purple and Gold book. I can't remember the name of it right now. Curvy Girl Summer. I didn't really enjoy that one very much. So this will determine on whether or not I'm going to continue reading her work. Pucking Wall by Emily Rath. I got this because I enjoy her commentary on TikTok. And then The Second Death of Locke. I got this because I've heard, I think it was Eden, a booktuber and book talker that was really raving about this. So I wanted to read it and see how it was. I think it's a romantasy. So yeah. And then Stolen Sharpie Revolution. And that's just a book about making zines. And I want to get more information about that. Unsteady, just because I've heard good things about that. People raving about this book. So we'll see. I do believe it is part of a series. And then also You with a View. I've heard great things about this book as well. And so I did pick it up recently earlier this year. And I do want to read that and see how that goes. So that is my 26 and 2026. And then this is just where I will put all the printouts of the books that I read in 2026. I have given myself 100 spaces. And then this will be overflow if I need it. I don't know that I'm going to get to 100, but just in case. And here is just where I will put any books that I DNF. I'll put the cover of it here. I don't anticipate DNFing like a whole lot of books, but I should have enough room here to put whatever books I do DNF. So, and then here is my book count. I'd like to keep a count of how many books I'm reading during the course of a year. As I said, currently now I have 93. So in 2026, I use these circles because I feel like they're just going to be easier to fill in. And it gave me more space. So I've given myself 108 spaces. Do I think I will read 108 books? No. But there's always that possibility. So we'll see. Again, and this is my book of the month. As you can see, I did go ahead and fill in the stuff that was missing. So I have January through December here. And this is a stamp I got from Tori Ramos. I love this little stamp. And then I also have a star stamp in my stash from 2024. And so I just went ahead and put the stars under it so I could rate it. My book of the month, even though it might be my favorite, it doesn't guarantee that it'll be a 5-star or anything like that. So did want to put that under there. And then here's my book battle. I also went ahead and, as you can see, got the months down here. Is what I wanted to do. So yeah. So I did decide to do January against July. So it'll be a while before I fill out anything in this, since it's January and July, February, August, March, September, April, October, May, November, June, December. And that's how I will decide my book battle for the year. And then I did go ahead and fill out my book bingo and what I need or what I want to do. So I want to read a book that's 500 or more pages. I want to finish a series. I want to start a series. Read at least a standalone, read a one-piece manga, read a book that's published the year I was born. So I definitely need to Google and figure out what I'll be reading for that. I want to read a library book, a new to me author. I want to reread a book, and I want to read a book that's been on my shelf for 2 years or more. Read a favorite childhood book, and I think I know which one I'm going to read already. So yeah, I can't wait to get to that one. I want to read a banned book, so I definitely got to look those up as well. Here's a free space for whatever. And I want to read a book that is being turned into a movie and or series, and read at least one nonfiction book, read a book that's summer themed, a book that's fall themed, a Christmas book, a book that the cover is purple, a 5-star book. I'm hoping I'm going to get at least one of those. Read a thriller, read a retelling of like a fairy tale or whatever, just a retelling of a classic story, or like King Arthur or whatever. A book suggested by a friend, so I definitely need to call up my best friend and ask her what book she liked the most this year, so I could pick that up. And a book published in 2026, and then also a small town romance. So that's what I got on my book bingo. So we'll see if I'm able to fill all of that out. And of course, like I said, over here I'm just going to put the corresponding book the book covers over here, so to match whatever. So I should have room to do that. And then here's my series tracker. Of course, there are way more series I'm pretty sure I'm in the middle of here. These are just the ones I could remember off the top of my head and how many I've read. And I will just kind of fill this out as I pick up books and read them and go through. That's how I fill them out. So, because I can't remember and keep track of all the series in my head that I'm in the middle of right now or have started. So yeah, I'll fill this out as I go. But currently I do have the Ravenels by Lisa Kleypas. I've read 3 of those. Kings of Sin series by Anna Wong. I've read 2 of those. Legend Born by Tracy Dion. To my knowledge, there's only going to be 4 books. Could be 5, but I think it's just going to be 4. I've read the first 3. Looking forward to the 4th. It has not been released yet. And then the Fallen Angels series by J.R. Ward. I actually accidentally colored in 3. I think I've only read 2. So I definitely have to get to the 3rd one this year so I can have that done and clear or whatever. So yeah, that's it for my series. And then here will be my yearly stats. I'll put that in. And as you can see, I did stamp the January through December over here. And then I just wrote down this. So I will keep track of the books I've read, how many books, how many pages, how many audio books, how many digital books, how many physical books, how many hours I listened to a book, how many DNFs I've had that month, how many 5 stars, how many standalone books I read, and how many books that's a part of a series that I read. And then here will just be I'll put the icons of any 5-star books that I have for the month, whatever, or the year will go all here. And here is my January cover page. So this will start my stuff for January, and this is how I will keep track of the books that I'm reading in January. I don't anticipate needing any more than this here, because I typically average between 5 and 8 books a month, something like that. So we'll see. And this here, I'll just do title, author, format, pages, hours, when I started and when I finished. And then over here will just be the icons of the books that I read during the course of the month. And then in the back here, of course, it's blank because this is just where I will, if there's a book or books I particularly loved, then I'll do a spread for them here. And that's that. And then I'll start February and put the February cover page in the same thing with this. So yeah, so that pretty much wraps this up as far as my reading journal goes for the year. I'm looking forward to getting into this for 2026. I'm glad I finally got it done. And I'm glad I have myself set up for 2026 because I kind of miss doing this in 2025. But anyway, that is it. If you have any comments or questions about anything, please leave those below. I trust you all have been safe and well, and I will catch you in the new year. Bye.